What? Whoop, whoop. You know, not too bad. Whoop, whoop. You know, not too bad. Whoop, whoop. You know, not too bad. Whoop, whoop. Woo! Happy Friday, my salty pecans. Happy HauzPlant and Cocktails Friday. We made it another week. Baby, we made it. I mean, don't look at me while I fix my boob. All right, let me just give a little boob fix like that. Okay, I think I'm good. All right. Hi, my loves. So, like I said, we made it to yet another Friday. I am so happy that it's Friday. That is the weekend. This new job, man, when I tell you, it's been rough. It's been a very rough week for me from the very beginning to yesterday. Today was a pretty decently good day, right? But it was busy. A lot. Oh, hey CJ, how are you? So whew, I was like, what drink am I gonna make? I was gonna do something very simple, like a little, rum and coke, a little tequila and Sprite. But I'm like, let me Google how to make a Long Island iced tea. Because in my head, I'm like, it's just iced tea, right? And a mix of different things. Literally, there's no iced tea in a Long Island iced tea. Bamboozled. When I tell you false advertisement, that is literally false advertisement. So if we look at just like the main ingredients for making a Long Island iced tea, you basically need some simple syrup, lemon juice, gin, tequila, triple sec, vodka, rum, and cola. So I don't have any cola, but I literally have all the other alcohols that they require for the um for the Long Island iced tea. So we have our little bar. So we're gonna make a lit minus cola because we don't have cola, but I literally have iced tea that I bought at um the market, the food market, early for lunch. So we're just gonna use our iced tea because I'm like, what can I make? I can make a Long Island iced tea because I had iced tea, and then I realized I didn't need iced tea. CJ said, and you after a stressful new week at a new job. Woo! When I tell you stressful is an understatement. Like, so what the main stress aside from like the work itself is just me trying to get to work on time this week was just it was so difficult for me to literally get to work on time. So I literally just have to leave my house so I could get to my job location maybe like 30 minutes before I start because I've been attempting to get to my job location about like 15 minutes before I start, and it's been so rough with like public transportation. And at the end of the day, the jobs, they don't care what the excuse is, what the reason is, like you're here to work, you need to be here on time. So when was it? Wednesday. I had like such a crazy day. This was how my Wednesday went. I went to sleep Tuesday night, right? I put my phone down. Usually I put my phone down and like it has enough charge. If I forget to charge it in the nighttime, whatever, right? I put my phone down. I swear I plug my phone in. I always plug my phone in at night. I never go to sleep without plugging my phone in. And then I go to sleep. I'm like, wow, I'm getting such a suspicious amount of sleep. You know what I mean? Do you ever sleep and you're like, wow, I feel like I shouldn't be like sleeping for this long. So my cat Jinx, she jumps on the bed, right? And she's kind of like bothering me or whatever. And I'm just like, all right, let me get up, and go feed them. Hi, Melvin. Welcome. So I'm like, I'm getting a suspicious amount of sleep. Let me like check my phone to see like how much time I have left to sleep before my alarm clock goes off. And I'm like touching my phone and my phone is not lighting up. I promise you, I jumped out of bed. I ran from my bedroom into this room so I could like see the time. I checked the time. The time tells me that it is 6:52. I'm supposed to leave my house at 6:56 in order to get to the train station to catch the 7:03 train. Literally, I left my house at 7 o'clock. I woke up at 6:52. I threw on clothes. I fed my cats. I dashed out. Literally TMI, but I'm just going to be honest with y'all. Literally, like, I packed my toothbrush. I packed, like, my skincare items. I packed everything. Like, I literally threw everything in my bag and I ran. I ran to the train station and I made it for the 7:03 train. Okay, so from 7 to 7:03, like, I booked it. I made it. And I was just like, thank God. Like, I can't believe in 10 minutes I managed to wake up and get on the train that I have to get, right? I was like, I'm so proud of myself. So for me, the journey for my job, right, I had to take the regular MTA, then I had to take the Long Island Railroad, right? And then I have to take the bus when I get to the stop on the Long Island Railroad, right? So made my train perfect. Then I get from my station to the station where I have to connect to the Long Island Railroad, right? I get on the Long Island Railroad, everything's fine. I paid my $5 ticket, right? So I already paid $2.75 to get on the train. Then I have to pay a separate $5 because the Long Island Railroad, it costs $5 for like non-peak hours, right? So it's $5 one way. I pay my $5. You know, I have like my ticket on my phone, right? Conductor bloop, shows the conductor like my phone. Everything's good. We're great, happy, loving it. We get the train is like chugga chugga chewing, right? Going, and that journey from the LIR to the bus, it's about like a 20-minute ride. And that train takes me straight 20 minutes. So it doesn't like stop at different stations. All of a sudden, I see like the train, I feel like the train just stopping. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, why is the train stopping? The train is not supposed to be stopping because the train is express from my station to the end, right? Why is it stopping at like the first station in between that it's not supposed to stop at? And why is like just the front of the train stopping and not like the entire 8 cars? So those trains have 8 cars. So I'm like in the first cart because I have to like exit there to, you know, do what I got to do. Tell me why it was an older model of the train. Okay, so that LIR train was an older model. It stalled mid-track. And we all had to literally, well, everybody from like the other 7 cars have to like flood the front so we can all exit out of this one door because that's the only one that was able to get into the station, or else we would have had to walk on the train tracks above ground. So these are like above like 4, 5, 6 lane roads, you know. This is how like the Long Island Railroad is riding. So there's like 6 lanes under us, and it's either we would have to walk the train tracks to exit. So pretty much we got out, we had to go over. So the time now is maybe like 6:50 something. I'm supposed to start work at 8. I was supposed to arrive at my station at like 7:40 something, right? So my already like hectic morning where I'm like rushing to like leave the house because my alarm clock didn't go off because my phone was dead, but I made it on time and I was really proud of myself for no reason. Essentially, long story short, I did all of that for no reason. I got to work, I think maybe like 8:20, which is insane because I was supposed to get to work by like 7:40 something. So I could just like chill. I don't have to like, I can go get some coffee because I didn't make coffee that morning because I woke up late. It was a really rough day. And then it's just been like a catalyst ever since then. So I just told myself, Pam, don't let like these flustering just like moments ruin your whole day. And then like my supervisor, because I'm new, it was only like my second week. So like supervisors had to like talk and be like, hey, so like, what's going on. You're supposed to like call a certain line to let them know if you're running late, or else if you don't inform them that you're late, literally, they dock you a whole day's pay. A whole entire day's pay I got docked because I didn't call them to let them know that I was running late. But whatever. We're here now. Okay. I'm just gonna have to like leave my house so I can get to work, to work. At least like a half hour now. Like I can't do 15 minutes. It doesn't make any sense. Like I can't do 15. I have to like be there a half hour, or else like it's because I'm a great worker. I'm a great employee. I do my job really well, right? And attendance is something that I can, what is the word? Like I have a handle on. So thanks for coming to my TED Talk, everybody. Let's get into making our drink because I actually can really use this drink. It is a lit, that's what I forgot. I wanted to get a shot glass so I could pour up the shots of liquor. Sorry, give me 1 second. Oh, almost bust my ass. Okay, I'm back. So my shot glass of choice that I'm going to be using for our Long Island iced tea is actually the shot glass that I bought when I was in Munich, in Germany, this past fall for Oktoberfest. I went with a couple of my friends, and for me, like, there are certain souvenirs that I buy. Okay, I always get a fridge magnet, and I always get a shot glass. I always, always, always. And then I try to get maybe like a patch because I have this denim jacket that I never wear because it's like a lighter denim. But I buy patches from like different countries, and like I just like made it like a whole patched up like denim jacket. So that's another thing that I tend to get from countries when I do travel. But this is the shot glass from Munchen, and it looks like a Stein. Prost. So we're prosting our lit today. So for the Long Island iced tea, if you all missed the earlier portion, to make a Long Island iced tea, you pretty much need just some like simple syrup, lemon juice, gin, tequila, triple sec vodka, white rum, and a splash of cola. And like I mentioned, I don't have cola, but I have every single other thing in my home. So I'm like, let's make a Long Island iced tea. So off camera, I already just put my ice in here, and I did a larger container because it's going to be lit. I have some Jose Cuervo, Blue Agave. They said white rum, but I'm just going to use I said rum. They said white tequila, but I'm just going to use what I have, which is the gold tequila. The recipe calls for gin. I have this London Dry gin from the Dominican Republic. I also have Barcelo, which is a Dominican rum. A lot of these I haven't even opened yet. I have, for my vodka, I have this Vincent Van Gogh pineapple. And I've had this one for a minute. And the reason I've actually bought this one was I love the container. It has like this Hawaiian. So I have this is my vodka, and I have my triple sec. So I have everything in my home. And it also calls for simple syrup, which I'm not in the mood to make or buy. But simple syrup is literally just like reduced water and sugar to make it, to thicken it. I have my lemon, And like I said, I don't have cola, but I literally bought iced tea this morning, and I didn't drink it because it was so sweet. It was too sweet for me, and so I'm like, oh, I can maybe use this for our drink later. Hi, Miss Lady June. Welcome. So let the bartender. Oh, CJ, trust me, I have silver tequila. Trust me. If I show y'all my bar, the fact that I thought of the drink in my head and I'm like, oh, I have everything at home. I have, don't worry. But put me on. Which is your priority, like your top silver tequila? Let me know. Share with your girl down below. So let me do my little pretend bartender setup for y'all. If YouTube didn't copyright everything, I would have played T-Pain's I Like the Bartender. If you're looking for me, I'm at the bar with her. Okay, I'm like the bartender. If you're looking for me. So it costs for like a half a shot of the liquor. So I'm just going to do a half a shot of the liquor. So this is the pineapple rum. No, vodka. Oops, that's a whole shot, not a half a shot. All right, so we'll just do a whole shot of vodka. Okay. I actually found this one. This is not even the one that I usually use. I have a whole nother one of this that this is something of a shot of tequila. Okay. Gin. Let's do, I think, feel like a half a thing of gin because gin is like strong. And the rum. Again, this is just all I have, so we're just gonna use what I have. A little half a thing of rum as well. Again, as you can see, I'm just eyeballing. Okay. And of the triple sec, it called for how much triple sec? Triple sec is not even alcoholic. So we're gonna do like this much of triple sec, I think. Let me just verify the ingredients. 1 second. Triple sec, yeah, half an ounce of pretty much everything. So sounds great. So we did that. I'm gonna do I already cut this with this knife. I'm gonna do a little squirty squirt of the lime juice. I'm just doing like a half a lime. And I'm gonna top it with my lemonade, my iced tea. Remember, Long Island iced tea contains 0 iced tea, okay? 0 iced tea. And voila, that's it. Time for me to give it a little stirry stir. And you like the bartender. Yeah, really, Melvin. Let's give this a taste. Yeah, tastes just like a lit. Yep. So, cheers, everyone. Clink. Happy Friday. Happy July 14th. And we all made it. We made it through another week. If you unfortunately have to work tomorrow on Saturday, I do. I send my sympathies your way. But the rest of us don't have to go into the office for another 2 days. So I'm looking very forward to not having to wake up at 5 in the morning. Okay. And I'm also looking very forward to not having to go into the office 5 days a week. I'm looking forward to having to go into the office just 1 day a week, which is what I signed up for. Which is what myself and hold on, I gotta fix my boobs. Which is what me and my the other people in my class, which is what we all signed up for. We're like, okay, we're gonna be training in office for like 2 weeks. Training is 20 weeks total. And then so apparently the other 18 weeks we're supposed to be like 1 day in the office and then remotely, but they misled us. Melvin, don't act brand new. You already know you're supposed to get your drink. Get your little sippy sip. We drink together. So I'm gonna have to move this. For our plant-related content, I have this Rhaphidaphora tetrasperma non-tissue culture that I purchased in the year 2021. I purchased it in 2021 in Florida, actually. So that plant has been living at my window. It's growing. It's this plant right here, right now, that we're gonna chop and prop. It's been living at my window. It's grown. I've cut it quite a few times, but I'm sweating so much, and the light is on. It's so hot. So I'm over it being at that window. I just feel like it just takes up so much space, and I'm ready to, give it reduce the size of it and then just move it around. Let me put this in the kitchen. Give me a second. Yes, I'm in the M6. Bang, 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 all right, so this is the plant. It's a non-tissue culture. I was looking for a non-tissue culture at that time because I just wanted to have a non-tissue culture. I also had a TC variety, so that's why I wanted the non-tissue culture, and I found the non-tissue culture. But now this plant is very neglected. You know what I mean? Very neglected, and we're just gonna do what we gotta do. No, I do not, CJ. I do not own a Tycon or a Sport Variegated. I only have 2 albos. Yeah, I don't have a Tycon. Tycon is definitely has been on my wish list, and every time I go to either Home Depot, Lowe's, or honestly any plant shop, I always just look at the tissue, and I look at the tissue and I'm like, do you have a little sport variegation? Ooh, CJ, how can we change that? Please let us change that, because I would love one in my collection. I am a collector. I'm a huge collector. I love plants. I literally have an entire plant room just for plants. And yeah, we have to change. Ooh, I like that. Okay, he said, I got you covered. Well, thank you. Do Hit your girl up. Let me know. Put me in the loop. Put me in the loop. So let's go ahead and chop up this tetrasperma because I'm so over it. Like being the way that it is, like yellowing. I've just, like neglected the plant, ignored the plant. Like the plant has a vine and now the plant is like offshooting itself. So I think this is actually the best spot right here to chop this plant because it's already pushed out a new growth point here. So just like that. And 1, 2, I think I'm gonna maybe chop this like right here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm gonna give it 1, 2. I'm gonna give it 3 nodes. Okay, so this is the first 3. And if we pick this up and inspect, let's see where else I want to cut. So this one is pretty bare. So we're just gonna do the same thing. I'm actually, if you notice, I actually cut this one here prior. So I'm actually gonna go maybe like right here, a little below. I don't want the plant to be like so big. I want it to be smaller so I could put it back where I want it to go. And since there's a little bit of like hanging room, I'm just gonna cut this one right here. And the new, I'm just gonna honestly just cut this one right here too, from where I originally chopped it. Where do you live, CJ? Do you live in NYC? Next one, I gave that a chop. The stem got so thick here. Ooh, I'm getting that nice rainy breeze. It's starting to rain, and I hear the pitter patter. It's so well needed. Like it's so hot in the city. This vine looks beautiful. I think I also want to just chop it like right here. You live in Minnesota? Do you know who Lovely T is, CJ? Since you live in Minnesota, Minneapolis. Is that Minneapolis or Minnesota? No? Minneapolis, Minnesota? Midwesterner. Chop that. And I'm going to throw all of that in water. All right, this one's looking a little cutie. I think I might just leave this one on here. It's not like super bare. And I kind of like the twisty turning that it's doing. So I think I'm going to leave this one. And just like the other one, it actually put out a new growth point here as it's continuing to grow. So this is what the plant looks like now. These are all of the cuttings that I got from this one plant. Oh my gosh, stop falling. I caught it with my legs. All right. So all of this, I'm going to water propagate them. So I want to invest in like a DJ course. I want to learn how to like do beat mixing so I can have my own like music playing here, like right. So this is gonna go in here. I'm just putting them in here so I have them all in one place. The next plant that I actually want to chop up is another Rhaphidaphora. It's my decursiva, a couple minutes outside of Minneapolis. Ooh. How's the weather? I know y'all get like really bad winters, but how is the summer for y'all? I'm so hot, y'all. I'm so hot. So the next one I want to do is my tetrasperma, who lives right here. Ooh, this thing is dry. Dry. This thing is so dry. Yeah, I have to just like redo this whole, like, I'm gonna just chop this whole thing up. You know, this thing is so dry because this is so limp. It's not even like stiff. All right. So for this one, I'm gonna just cut it right here. Just like that. And the decursiva, I'm just gonna one here. All right, I see the newest leaf. I'm just gonna do it here. Boom. Got a couple leaves happening. I'm gonna do it right under this node. All right. Perfect. So I got, let me do this one. This is pretty long. I'm gonna do this one. Boom. And just like that. So this is my decursiva. So I am just chopping and propping Rhaphidaphora today, I guess. This I'm gonna throw in this water basin. And I also think I might have to like just repot this one too. This thing is struggling. I thought I gave it enough water, but apparently not. I have to repot this plant. This is one of my Sansevierias, Dracaenas, snake plants, whatever you want to call it. And it's trying to like push out a new pup, but it's created such an oblongness because it's just so stiff that it's like popping this plant out. So I'm excited for this to create like a third plant because there's already 2 plants in here. I don't remember. So this one was the plant, right? Because it's the uglier, older one. This is the newest pup it pushed out, and it's pushing out another pup. And this plant, so funny story, right? Funny story about this particular plant. I think this might have been like one of the first plant videos that I actually posted on this channel. I've had this YouTube page, I think since 2009 or 2010, and I've had other YouTube pages from even before then. I'm such a YouTube kid. I grew up on YouTube. I grew up like on Smosh, Dulce Candy, like all of that. So I'm such a YouTube kid. But this particular account, creating plant content, this was one of the original like plant videos, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I might have just like water propagated this one that's like dead and brown. I did like a leaf propagation, and I did like leaf propagation of a couple of different plants. I did my African thyme, I did this and a couple other plants. So wow, look at us coming full circle. This came from a single leaf. I'm so proud. And I have not, as you can see, in how long have I been creating plant content? Since what, 2018? So since 2017, 2018, this thing has been in here from a leaf. Okay, a leaf with no roots. So happy to share that. And the last plant I want to share with you all today that I'm not chopping and propping, but I am so proud, is my second Monstera albo. Not Hannah, because Hannah is a bad bee. This is Hannah right here. She is just like Hannah Ing. But I want to show you the second albo that I did trade with Hannah. And let me just get a little sip. I'm going to read the comments, and then I'm going to go show y'all what I want to show you. But yes, CJ, he said, let's hook up before it gets too cold so I can hook you up. Yes. I don't know how you're going to get in contact with me because you say you don't have Instagram. Shoot me an email, HauzPlant@gmail.com, HauzPlant@gmail.com. Okay. CJ said, running out of room, so I planted my TC up with my regular one, waiting for them to root. No space for both of them. My other TC, which is even more bare, right? My tissue cultured Rhaphidaphora, it has rooted on my wall, on my windowsill. So my windowsill, the framing of it, the Rhaphidaphora tetrasperma tissue culture has like rooted itself and it's climbing on the wall. And also my Scindapsus argyreus has also done that. So they've like been happy, rooted, and they're just like climbing. So I'm gonna have to like bring myself to like rip the whole plant like off, like the multiple vines. I'm gonna have to like bring myself to rip them off the wall because that's another plant that I want to remove from the window, mainly because they get so large and they take up so much space and they're like interfering with other plants, like they're twining and binding around each other. Yes. Hi Ruth, welcome. Listen, it's better late than not here at all. We're so happy to have you. Welcome, Ruthie Ruth. CJ says, that's great. Rooting to the wall makes, yes, the leaves are huge, huge, huge. So let me show you my Monstera that I was talking about. So before I staked up Hannah actually was climbing on the wall, but I had to rip homegirl out. So let me show you the happy news about this other Monstera. So, quick backstory. I traded this baby with Hannah, and you're probably like, why am I saying Hannah so much? So, Hannah is the human. She is my salty pecan. And the year 2020, she blessed me with Hannah, the albo, as like a birthday gift, right? She like gifted me Hannah. And I decided to name Hannah after her. So we decided to trade like another time later. So this time, instead of her like just gifting me like a birthday plant, it was like just an exchange of like, okay, well, these are the things that I have. Like, I can send you X, Y, and Z elemental piece. So this was one of the babies that she sent me. She sent me a cutting of the same parent plant, which her parent plant is named Albus, like Albus Dumbledore from Harry Potter. So when Hannah sent me this, it was a mid-cutting, a one-leaf mid-cutting, unrooted. So I had to like root this baby. It rooted, and then it took forever to root, right? I think I have a whole like couple videos about me monitoring like this plant over the last couple of years, right? So this is the first leaf that I haven't named this Monstera albo either. So this is just like Monstera albo. So this is the first leaf it pushed out, and then it pushed out this leaf, and then it pushed out this leaf. It pushed out this one. No, it pushed out this one, And then I accidentally like ripped this one by like, I don't even remember how, but it was so accidental. Ripped this one. Then it pushed out this sleeve, and I was just like, I'm not really a fan that this one is larger than this one, even though this one's newer. Whatever. It pushed out this one. Then it pushed out this really big happy one, and I was just like, ooh, beautiful. Like I'm loving, like, as you can see, like, hold on, let me just take it from this stand. The stand is hurting me. You're hurting me. Okay, so I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. You know, the leaf difference between, you know, the one under it, you know, like major difference. And then the other day, I came in the room and I was just like, oh. I came to like clean my litter box because I keep my litter box in this room, you know, like that's my cat litter box, right? So I came to like just clean the litter box and I just like looked to my left and I was just like, oh, stop dead in my tracks because she's fenestrating. Look at the fenestration. I got my first split. And I'm so happy about it. I'm a little nervous for the all whiteness, right? So that's one thing I'm going to keep an eye on is trying to maybe move this plant around because it might just be enjoying too much light that is getting on the floor. But we're not going to, you know, like nag it too much, but I'm so happy. I am elated. I am overjoyed. And I did attach it to this moss pole. So I don't, you know, that's my long story short. Let me just read some of the comments. Almost 90. Ooh, I love the heat. 100% CJ. This weather beats negative 20 any day of the week. I will take this heat anytime over the cold. I hate the winter now. So with the elbows, you have to. So I'm just going to read CJ's comment. Looks great. Having issues with mine. Finding the perfect spot for elbows so they don't brown. So when I'm finding with like elbows, it's like a combination of, like you're saying, like you're just figuring out, finding what works. But with the browning, for me, I think the browning happens when I kind of let mine dry out way too much. It starts to just like not be nutritious for itself. Because believe it or not, there was actually like this was like, you know, longer. You know, this piece right here was like about up to here, and then I think this one just might have been like a little bit, right? So the browning, it's due to like obviously watering and lighting, and I'm still also learning about my elbows and what they like, what they don't like. But you got this, CJ. Don't worry. You're a good plant daddy. You're a good plant daddy. Don't worry. Don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing. All right, let me move this out the way before I go rip up another leaf. Because knowing me, I will. And my elbow definitely needs watering. It's starting to curl too. Hannah's doing good. Hannah's like pushing out a whole bunch of foliage. I have to tie her up because she looks like she needs a bit more reinforcement. Yeah, I haven't tied her up since I initially placed her. So she's pushed out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a sixth one is coming out. So I gotta tie her up. I have been using recently. I got like a big order that I did the other month. So I used to use this, right? And I love this. But I got these little Velcro ones just for a bit more of a gentler attachment. So, for example, let me show you. I used it on. Okay. I use it on a couple of plants, but for example, this one, like you see, I have these here, but I started to use these just for more of a like a gentler attachment. And you see new growth, new leaf growth, no flowering though, but I'll take new growth any day. New growth, you know, new leaf. This is a new leaf. So oh, all right. Let me just show you another plant I chopped the other day. A couple, like maybe a week or two ago, I actually chopped up. This is my Australis Sinai. So the reason I actually chopped this one up because I was like unhappy with how it was looking. You know, it was just one little scraggly leaf, and I was so annoyed with it. So now it's given me new growth point, no growth point, and you honestly probably can't even see, but here, this right here, this little green number, this thing right here, this right here, that little nub, that's another new growth point. There's no visible new growth points over here, but it don't matter. It don't matter. And last planty update I'm gonna share with you all is, gosh, last summer, right? Last summer I purchased from this girl online. I purchased it's so funny. In one of the little ketchup things, you know, the ramekins, those little plastic ramekins. I purchased 2 nodes of Syngonium Nano Cardioid, and I've upgraded this plant a couple of times throughout this last year in like separate containers. Like it went from the little tiny ketchup container to a little bit bigger ketchup container to a bigger one, and then I graduated it from the ketchup containers to now a clear, just like water container. And I moved it from just moss to now it has moss, perlite, and a smidge of soil. So now my Lanocardioid, there's 2 of them. They're gorgeous. They are so pretty in here. And I don't plan on potting it into soil anytime soon. Maybe next year, God willing, I will transfer this plant from the plastic container into soil. But until then, you probably will be seeing this plant being like here, and I might just add a bit, maybe more perlite or a little bit more soil to just rise it up a bit more. And if push comes to shove, I will honestly just transfer this from this smaller container to maybe a larger plastic one. Okay, maybe something that probably is like this tall until I'm ready and comfortable enough to transfer it into its own pot. And there's 2 of them in here also. So I'm so happy about that. But with the Rhaphidaphores that I chopped up today, I'm going to just throw them both in water. I separated them so I don't confuse the plants because sometimes bare nodes, you know, like a bare node like this is very similar to a bare node like this. You know what I mean? Like I won't know which plant is which until it pushes out new growth. Okay. Let me go ahead and read some comments. Ruth says, I'm going to set an alarm on my phone for Fridays. I'm tired of being late. All right. You know what? Please do set an alarm. Be like me. You missed a bit of the story that, like, the rant that I did about me being late. But yes, set that alarm. Thank you for the congratulations on my split leaf. Hi, Deborah. Deb says, "What's up, Pam and fam? So glad I didn't miss. Just walked in from this hot ass day. How y'all doing? We doing good, baby. We doing good. Welcome. We missed you. The album is so cute. Thank you. Thank you, Deb. It's so rewarding bringing them from teeny weeny to a plant. I prefer getting them small. Then I take all the credit. Yes, hallelujah. I love that. I love that. I love being like, yeah, I grew this from nothing. I drew this from nothing. Like y'all probably can't see, but my Dieffenbachia, this big AF plant, you can't see because this is the top of my thing. But my Dieffenbachia, is touching the ceiling. Basically, it's like one leaf away from touching the ceiling. And I've had that plant for over a decade. And I started it off as like barely a leaf, barely a leaf. So I agree with you 100%, Deborah. It is such a rewarding feeling seeing your plant go from nothing to what it is now. And that Dieffenbachia, I want to chop it up so badly, but it's so big. That is a video that I would have to like pre-film instead of maybe like a live. But I've been feeling like I think I just want to do lives more often. Maybe do lives maybe like twice a week. Let me not push it. Let me not push it, because once I start saying I'm gonna do something a bit more, I literally don't do nothing anymore. Like I won't even come back for these Friday lives. So I'm just gonna actually let me just stick to the Friday lives, being consistent and enjoying them, so I don't have to like not show up at all. But you guys will be proud of me, and ladies and non-gender conforming salty peeps will be excited to know that I actually did film a video earlier this week. I did attempt to start editing it, and then my week was just really rough, so I just rather chill than work after work. But wow, it's already 52 minutes. I can't believe I've been here for like almost an hour. But I'm so happy. I hope you all enjoyed your drink. This is still my little lit. Let me just respond. Whew, I'm so hot. So yes, look at this plant. I have like such a bad habit of keeping plants in their containers and never upgrading them. There aren't many plants in my collection that I have upgraded their containers. Look how pretty this water prop is. It has snow queens, right? So the pothos snow queen, and it also has a albo syngonium, and then it has some Rhaphidaphoras. I have to like re-chop this one, and it's thirstier than I thought it was. This is my silver stripe, and then it has its own green vine, which is growing out of control. I brought this from the office. This used to live at the desk, so I don't think I ever showed my salty pecans this plant, because this is a office plant. This is my Scindapsus exotica. I have chopped up this plant so many times. Everyone at my office has a cutting of this plant. This is also from my office. This plant started off as like one leaf at the office, and I actually like, go to the grocery store and I get these the bamboo skewers. I tape them together, and I use these the binder clips to clip on the plant safely, so the plant is resting in the larger part of the clip, and the clip is on the wood. Beautiful. And I'm showing you all of these plants because they did not get any like live sunlight. They were only getting the artificial desk lamp, that inflorescence, and they did great. Of course, the leaves are not as large as something that would as the leaves are not as large as a leaf of maybe a plant that got sunlight, but baby, this plant didn't get any sunlight and it was thriving for 3 years. The other office plant is this one, which you all have never also seen except for when I brought it home, and that is my Zenzi, my Zamiococcus Zenzi. And yeah, this one was a water propagation. This one had neon pothos. This had the lily. I forgot the type of lily. Something lily. Speaking of lilies, I still have not done anything with this big old dodo looking. This shit is huge. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I don't know why my coworker gave me this. You got a variegated ZZ about a month ago. Ruth said, "Ow, I love it." Variegated ZZ is still one of the wish lists, so I could complete my ZZ collection. I have the Raven, I have the Zenzi, I have the normal big one, and yeah. So this is a lily, and I have to like root it somehow. I don't know. Deborah. Let me get out of here. Oh my gosh. Wow. No! She's like, girl, I'm not gonna read that. You are too much. You're gonna get me in trouble on Beyonce's internet. You're gonna get me in trouble on Beyonce's internet, Deborah. We can't do that on Beyonce's internet. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. I'm with you, CJ. All right, my lovely salty pecans. I am behave. Oh, behave. Austin Power voice. Oh, behave. Behave. All right, my loves. So I am going to actually I'm going to head and take a shower. I'm sweating. I'm so hot. I'm going to enjoy my little drinky drink. And I'm going to just chill for the rest of the night. Before I go, let me show you one more new growth. So my only what is this family of Calathea? My only Calathea that I have in my collection, and I still have. This is also from 2020. My cousin got me this one. It's pushing on a little new leaf. So this baby is trying to pop out. It's unfurling, and it's just gonna give me these beautiful rattlesnakes leaves, and they're so pretty. I love them. All right. I love you all, my salty pecans. If you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Thank you for spending your Friday nights, Friday evenings with me. I really appreciate you all. I hope that you have a good weekend, and I hope that your plants thrive as much as you continue to thrive in your life. And lesson from today's story is, do not let a bad moment turn into a bad day. Something bad happens, just know it happened. It's out of your control. The only thing you can do is make the next moments better. Okay. So with that being said, I love you all. I'll see you on the next one. Let's get growing, and bye. Cheers, and make yourself a little drinky drink, relax, breathe. I can't believe it's July 14th. because we're halfway through the year, halfway through the month, and next month I'm turning 30. I love you all.